Today I wanted to talk about AI and LLMs taking over our jobs. Now, this topic keeps on popping up, and I work in quality assurance and essentially in testing. I do use AI tools in my personal projects and hobbies, and I do see benefits of using AI. But I would never think it would be reality that AI actually take over jobs completely without any oversight. And I don't think that it will happen, even though conversation about it are ongoing, but I think a lot of it is just hype. Um, why it will not happen? Well, because LLM are non-deterministic, and their responses include element of randomness. In the world where you need to have a deterministic responses, having something that is non-factual is scary. And if you look into how these models work, so they have to be trained on particular data. A lot of LLMs are trained on lots of different data that not always filtered or not always properly adjusted, I would say. So in the end, you'll have some bad data coming in, and that bad data can influence the outcomes of your responses. Plus, if you don't have any data on the question being asked, the model will start generating its own responses with what it has, and sometimes it will hallucinate, coming up with like random, completely fictional responses. So, with all that being combined, you have a tool that maybe is great to talk to and take advices, or even to use for coding. But essentially, you need to know what you're doing, because if you don't know if what is presented to you is real or fake, you're gonna have problems. Okay, to kind of give a highlight to all of this, I'm gonna share this news source on the screen. Okay, so this is an article from Gartner, and then Gartner predicts that 50% of organizations will abandon plans to reduce customer service workforce due to AI. So essentially, what's saying at least half of all the companies that were planning to reduce customer service workforce because of AI will have to backtrack. By 2027, 50% of organizations that expected to significantly reduce their customer service workforce will abandon these plans, according to Gartner. This shift comes as many companies struggle to achieve their agentless staffing goals, highlighting the complexities and challenges of transitioning to AI-driven customer service models. So, the thing is, with the AI, I mean, we see, I don't know if you noticed, but I noticed a lot of products that being built today do and use a lot of AI will have more bugs or will be more buggy. A couple last weeks or months, we had outages happening, global internet outages happening weekly or bi-weekly, which is not a normal thing. This is really, really bad, right? So, the more the AI you use that is generating random stuff, and you have people that overlooking that AI that don't really know what it should be doing or how things should be done properly, the more issues will leak into the real world and more problems we're going to see because of that. More problems because of that. There will be more lawsuits. There will be more guidelines around it and laws. And AI companies will be held responsible. Companies that use AI will be held responsible. So, like through regulations, fines, legal fees, all of this going to be backtracked, or we'll have more guardrails around it, different implementations, or different testing approaches to fix all this stuff. So, I think the problem will kind of be popping up and will be readjusted, refixed until we'll have some sort of a understanding. Okay, AI helps, we can use it, but you actually need to have a responsible party in charge that knows how things should be done. Some other cases, and I mean, you can search for them that I looked up and found. Meta versus Avianca, or Avianca in 2023. So lawyer used ChatGPT to write a brief, and ChatGPT invented multiple fake court cases, so the judge sanctioned the attorneys. Then a legal research database made by Charlatan found 490 plus hallucinated filing in different court cases. Now, also another case, Cozen or Connor had sanctions. So in Nevada in 2025, big law firm filed a brief with 14 fictitious ChatGPT generated cases. Judge ordered reputational educational sanctions plus fine. Then there's a case with Deloitte in Australia that generated a welfare report that costed $440K. So the government report secretly drafted with GPT tools included fabricated legal references. Deloitte had to correct it and refund part of $440K contract. There is a case of Moffat versus Air Canada in 2024, where airline chatbot gave a fake bereavement fare policy. Tribunal forced Air Canada to honor the chatbot's promise and pay the customer the difference. So, I mean, cases like this will keep on popping up. It could be ChatGPT or any other AI LLM model participating in hiring employees. And then there will be lawsuit, and I think there's lawsuit going on in California for practices where the AI would filter out candidates based on age or some other preference, which is illegal. So we kind of see, okay, everyone wants this big, beautiful thing that can do everything for you and knows all the answers, like LLM, right? But the reality is, LLM gets data, and you would hope this data is good, but you never know. That's one point where things might start breaking. So data has to be good. That's not one. And then large language models trained on all stuff that is on the internet, and not all of that data is good. There's a lot of fake things on the internet, fiction, things that are made up, things that are plausible, things that are theoretical, hypothetical, or things that are just like pretty much non-existent, but being pushed that they are real. So AI will take all that, right, and it will be trained on that, including the good data. And then there are some guardrails in place that will prevent the most obvious bad responses that the AI will generate, but sometimes things slip through. So you first want to be hopeful or better be sure that your data is good, right? That's point number one. Point number two, the data that will be generated is somewhat random. There's element of randomness that exists in all LLMs. So take the element of randomness plus different data. Not all of it is good. Sometimes you'll get pretty much wrong responses, right? And then when there's no data, it will come up with its own stuff, and those will be like completely fake things. And if you use a LLM for coding and the tools maybe not widely available, or it wasn't trained on some things that you're trying to implement, you will see, and this, that it will generate methods or things from another library or another tool implementation that don't exist in your tool. So it will create some fake solutions for your problem. And even if you ask, you have to explicitly ask you, does this exist? And then only then it might say, yes, it does. It doesn't exist, or if it does, you'll ask for source, and then you'll find out source isn't there. So it's not even real. So, and it actually kind of learns to, to misguide or not be very straightforward, just kind of mask that fake generated data or fake generated responses. So there's a lot of points of failure with LLM, right? Being non-deterministic by design. So in the end, I think the shift in the industry will happen or will start happening to different solution where LLMs will be trained on only specific data, like LLMs for dentists, right? Or LLM for I don't know, electricians, and so on and so on. And they will not going to be LLM per se. They're going to be SLM, small language models. So trained only on very specific data that is documentation based, regulation based, law based, and so on. No other stuff in there. And only designed to answer specific questions. If it's outside of its field of expertise, it will not. It will say, "I don't know." Do your research, and so on. Plus, I think companies will have to, or AI companies will have to shift the responsibilities at some point. With all the court cases piling up, they will become costly. Not sure how the all kind of AI regulations will play out in their benefit or against their benefit, be it copyright laws or just general damage, financial damage, or personal health, or even reputation, right? Reputational damage. How will all those regulations play out in the favor of the companies or against them? And so I think over time we will shift to small language models, but also the companies that do the LLM, they will have to shift legality to their clients. So right now, a client that is using some LLM might sue the company, saying, your LLM caused damages. We didn't expect it. We expected to work properly, but it generated some fake data. Probably in the future, and you do kind of see that now with the Google responses, where it says when it uses AI for response, saying that AI sometimes can give your own responses. Please verify the data and so on. So kind of shifting responsibility to you. And that's going to happen in all of the cases. So a company will offer you a paid solution for LLM, some AI agent, but it will also tell you the actual usage of that data, the output that this LLM generates is on you. We're not responsible if something goes wrong, so please double check it. And then who will double check the data? The person who knows, who is the expert, right? So you still need a human in the loop legally to protect your own company, and the services that LLM provides will push to have that legal person kind of protection in the loop. So there's no way out where you have AI control everything. I think we will sooner have Tesla robots, Tesla bots controlled by other humans remotely with your agreement than we will have a fully AI automated robots, just because what if something goes wrong and the AI was doing it? Okay, that's going to be massive lawsuit. When if there's just one person on the other end controlling your robot, then legally, you can shift the responsibility to that person, right? So that's just my thoughts on what's going on and the question that keeps popping up, if AI is going to take our jobs and so on. I think AI is helpful. It can be used as a tool to boost your productivity, but you need to have a person that actually knows how to do things, taking charge and looking over what AI is doing all the time. All right, let me know what you think. This was Alex USA Days. For watching, and bye bye.